Today I'll be showing you how to make homemade cauliflower mashed potatoes. And the two main ingredients you'll need is cauliflower and of course mashed potatoes. I typically buy a head of cauliflower when I make this recipe, and I usually use about 5 potatoes. I buy the russet potatoes, but you can use red potatoes or any other potatoes of your choosing. These ingredients both have to be boiled, and I typically let the cauliflower boil for about 30 minutes and the potatoes maybe twice as long for an hour. Now that you've cut your cauliflower up and rinsed your potatoes, it's time to boil both ingredients. Again, the cauliflower will boil roughly for 30 minutes or until tender, and the potatoes will boil roughly for an hour or until tender as well. Here's how the cauliflower looks after it's been boiled for about 30 minutes. It's really nice and tender. And here's how the potatoes look after they've been boiled for about an hour. The skin peels off rather easily, so I'm going to continue taking the skin off with a spoon. So like I mentioned before, it's easiest to boil the potato with its skin on and remove it after the potato has boiled. It's actually a lot less work than peeling the potatoes beforehand. I wanted to take a moment to show you some of the ingredients I will be adding into the cauliflower mashed potatoes or as a topping. I usually melt maybe like 2 to 3 tablespoons of this vegan earth balance butter to help kind of bond the cauliflower and boiled potatoes. And I season with maybe a teaspoon of black pepper and Lorry seasoned salt. And I often top the cauliflower mashed potatoes with a dairy-free cheddar cheese. But when I can't find the dairy-free cheddar cheese, I use just regular shredded cheese. So now it's time to combine the cauliflower with the mashed potatoes. I'm just mashing the potatoes gently. And then I'm going to add in the cauliflower. And it's actually soft enough to mash. The neat thing about this dish is cauliflower blends in really well with the potatoes. And for those who don't care for vegetables, maybe not even cauliflower, it's a creative way to eat potatoes or make potatoes and also get some nutrients in as well. My daughter and my husband absolutely love these mashed potatoes. I can't make them enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour in some of this to kind of help with bonding. So now that we've mixed in the mashed potatoes and the cauliflower, and we use the butter to kind of bond those two ingredients together, we're just going to add in a little bit of black pepper for seasoning. And a little bit of Lori's seasoning salt. I like to actually stir these in and then maybe add more if needed. So after mixing in the Lori's seasoning salt with the black pepper, the final step is to just add the shredded cheese as your last ingredient to the mashed potatoes. So after you top the mashed potatoes with cheese, they're actually warm enough to eat. But if you would like your cheese melted more, you can place the mashed potatoes in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then after you take them out, you're on to some good eating.